So welcome. I've been having visits from Candy the last 2 months, I guess. She's been coming in and out. I watched a documentary on her about 3 months ago, right before this whole COVID thing started and Black Lives Matter and all the other stuff that's been happening, sort of our revolution. And um, she sort of slipped into my aura, as you might say. um, and the last 3 days, I've been sort of prepping and priming this makeup because I wanted to try something very grayish, kind of black and white, without being black and white. And she's been sort of pushing songs because I have a playlist on Spotify that I like to listen to, and I've been listening a lot to a lot of soul music from the '60s, the '70s. Really wonderful artists like Aretha Franklin and Etta James, if you don't know them, and other wonderful artists that I can't remember all of a sudden. And she's been sort of slipping me music that's not usually part of that kind of random selection. So I got to feel, the thing is she doesn't want to talk about her life because it was a sad life. She says, "Yes, I had a very sad life." And she really gave me the feeling that she lived in poverty. Her mother was not a very educated woman, and she did cleaning and she did very sort of regular jobs, and she just wanted to escape. She wanted to escape from the suburbs, and she wanted just to be a regular girl. She says, "I just, like with all this makeup on, I just wanted to be regular." But she's telling me, more than being regular, I think I wanted to be a movie star, and I wanted to be beautiful. Beauty to me was something that could elevate. And I felt elevated, and I could elevate other people through being Candy Darling. Candy was my creation, just like any movie star has, their persona. Candy was my persona to become a movie star. Of course, that didn't really turn out right, but I'm happy that people still think of me and remember me because I touched them. And she's making me, she made me feel before this sort of feeling of, betrayal. Like there was a lot of betrayal in her life, and it wasn't really easy for her to exist at that time because she told me a lot of the girls, the other girls, even the Andy girls, and the other ones, like oh my god, I'm going blank. Um, the other girls that I hanged out with, they were mean. We were a bunch of mean girls that were angry at the world for not being who we are, what we wanted to be, and because I was prettier than them, um, they would make me feel bad about it, and they would tell people that I wasn't really a woman, and that was such a lie because I definitely was. And even if you remove the makeup and everything, I was a very, very feminine being. And I was just so discouraged. It was so hard to keep a job back then. And someone would manage to tell the people who hired me, "Oh, she's weird, she's queer, she's a man," and it was so sad for me. I mean, I couldn't hold a job, not because I was stupid or I didn't want to, but people just made me feel bad for being me, and I just gave up, and they gave me money, but the money was to pay my rent, and since I wasn't making that much money, and I didn't some people say I did John's, but not really. I just couldn't. I had some admirers, but I never did that kind of stuff. Like I didn't do that. It made me feel dirty, and I didn't want to. But, in the end, I got really close. I got so close to being what I wanted to be, which was being a movie star. And then I realized that, I could never break that ceiling. Like, people would never see me for who I really was. They would always see the image and think it was a fabrication. But I was real behind all of that. Behind everything was a real person. It was just a lot of paint and a lot of glamour and a lot of magic, but I was real and people could tell. But they used me being me, or because I don't like to say that. People would say tranny and it's so demeaning. That's not who I was. I was a feminine being. Maybe not call me a woman, but call me a feminine being. And, and Andy, he was just, he was nice, but he wasn't nice. Just like all those people, we were so hungry for fame, love, but we didn't get it. That wouldn't bring us anything, actually. Nothing good. So I guess this is the word of warning, fame doesn't make you happy. Only you make yourself happy. And whatever it is you think will make you happy sometimes is the biggest price to pay, because to that thing you have to give a lot, and I gave everything, and in the end there was nothing left, and I felt empty and used. And my dream really came through, and my dream came true, and through I became a Hollywood star, and I didn't realize it was so empty. You're thinking, what was the purpose of this life? It was trying to be happy, regardless of the conditions, and trying to be me, regardless of the conditions that other people lay for me to be the being that I wanted to be, even though everything around me didn't want me to be me. It was a struggle every day, putting on the makeup, because I needed that makeup to be Candy. And I didn't realize how damaging it is, to see yourself like that every day with the makeup and the hair. And then people love you because of that and not because of anything else. But I love that image. You can say what you want, or you can think of me what you want, being superficial and wanting to be a movie star. But that was the best. That was truly, truly the best. I can't really say creating me was a work of art. And I would look in the mirror and I knew it was all paint, and I loved it. And I hated it at the same time. But the worst was other people, them just treating me like dirt. And I had to justify it, and I had to smile. Just keep smiling all the time. Just be pretty, Probably worse than a woman, because at least a woman, can get a nice guy. I wanted to be sort of a suburban housewife. That was my fantasy. I know it's stupid, but it is what it is. And I wanted all these crazy things that I couldn't have. And it was so sad was that I thought if I only, went to Hollywood, or if I only did this, or that. And, it's really hard when your whole world revolves around other people and they have to be them and they have to love you for you to be you. And you have to be you. It's so crazy. So crazy. It's so easy to get lost, but I had my good friend and I just wanted to be happy. In the end, I didn't know what that meant. And the cancer that I had, that cancer is the kind of cancer you get when you're sad. Really, really sad. And I was sad because I knew I couldn't be the woman that I wanted to be. And no one would let me be the woman. No one would let me forget where I came from. And when people change in life, sometimes you got to change the people around you because they won't want to see the new you. They're used to the old you and they just want the old you because the old you sucks and makes them feel good because you're old. You is old and they don't want to be new because you got new. If that makes any sense. But that's okay. Holly Woodland. Wow, you were a crazy bitch. You were a lovely bitch and a crazy bitch. I love to hate you. We love to hate each other. We were hysterical. She was hysterical. She was mad. She was mad. Because she wasn't pretty like I was. So it was really hard for her on the streets. People would scream at her and say awful things, more awful things than they did to me. And she took it out on me. She did. Holly. I'm happy because later on in life she got really happy. She got to be at peace. I got to be at peace. I just had to go because I did what I had to do and there was no more going forward. And whatever it touched people, then it did, kind of a Marilyn Monroe moment. That's okay. I love Marilyn Monroe. Although, death is death. And, for all the other people that are switching genders or becoming other people and becoming other beings, why don't you just let them do what they want to do? Why do people always have to criticize other people? It's kind of sad. I know things are better, but not that much. Okay, that's it. So I think that was her message because she's not here. She's saying, she wants me to say this, that, she's really happy for the Black Lives Matter movement because it's going to really change a lot of things, not just for people of color, but for everyone. People are going to realize that they're discriminating and it's a terrible thing. She says, if you feel off, if you think some other person's life will make you happy, then it won't. You gotta find your own life and your own happiness because there's no skirting around this, She was sad because she tried to have the life of a person that she wasn't. Yeah, that's what she's confirming. I was trying to be someone that I wasn't, but through that, I was me. Ironically, she says. If I'd only understood that the game that I was playing was just a game, and I didn't have to be seriously me, seriously Candy all the time. I could just be me. Whoever that was, I didn't give a name to her. Then I would have been happy because I knew that when I did what I did, it was Candy. And then on my own, I'd be me. And then all those men, I didn't need their love. I just needed to love myself, but I didn't get that yet. But that's okay. you're getting it. You're getting it more than I ever could get. And I'm really, really happy that all of you guys are going to be in the new world. And I'm watching. I'm not here just yet. I haven't come yet. I'm waiting for this new time. I don't know what I'm going to come back as, but it was a pleasure being Candy for you. So there you go. That's it.